You want to use podcast guesting as a way to increase your sales? Can being a guest on a podcast actually propel you and your brand to the next level? It can, and I'm going to share with you my 7-step checklist for how to be a great guest on a podcast and increase your sales as a podcast guest. That's all on this episode of The Inside BS Show. Hi, it's Dave Lorenzo. This is The Inside BS Show. Today we have some Inside BS sales tips for you. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure and subscribe and hit the notification bell because we want you to stay informed when we upload new content, and we do it all the time, every day, sometimes several times a day. So be sure and hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. All right, today I'm sharing with you my 7-step checklist for how to increase your sales and be a great guest on a podcast. Now, if you're going to be a guest on my show, on the Inside BS Show, these tips are going to help you maximize the opportunity for being a guest on a show like this. As I'm recording this, my show reaches over 25,000 people every single month. Now, the numbers are going up, and it's going up like a rocket ship. So you may be able to reach 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 people as a guest on my show. So here are the 7 things I want you to think about when you're preparing to do my show or any other show as a podcast guest. And these 7 things will help you increase sales. Podcast guesting is a great way to increase your sales. These 7 tips are going to help you do it. First, number 1, follow the host guidelines. Now, every show is different. Every host has different guidelines for how he or she wants you to appear, how he or she wants you to act on the show. Following the host guidelines are critical. Why is this critical? Well, number 1, the host is going to really appreciate you doing it, and the host is going to promote you more. Number 2, the host guidelines are to provide you with the best possible experience. When you come on my show, I want you to have a great experience. I want you to say to other people, doing Dave's show was amazing. It was phenomenal. I really enjoyed myself. And that's why I've created the host guidelines. That's why I've created guidelines for you so that you can have a better experience. Also, the guidelines that the host sets up are to make sure that the show is the best possible show for the listeners or for the viewers if it's audio and video. So when you see host guidelines, things like have a great microphone, use an external microphone, and wear headphones, it's not because I want to be a pain in the neck. It's not because the host wants to make things uncomfortable. The opposite is true. The host wants the audio and the video to be fantastic. So use an external mic. Use headphones because the headphones cut down on echo. Some of these shows are recorded on Zoom or WebEx or Skype. I use a specific software designed to give the best audio and video product, and I invested a lot of money in this software, and I pay a licensing fee. So if you come on my show and you don't wear headphones, there can potentially be an echo. To eliminate that, I say use headphones. Now, the headphones you use, they can be the AirPods. They can be the little AirPods that come with your iPhone. They can be wired headphones. They can be the big old-fashioned can-type headphones, or they can be simple headphones that you plug in to whatever computer you're using. Headphones are essential. An external microphone is essential. And recording this on a computer, doing the show on a computer is essential. I'm not going to accept, for my show, I'm not going to accept a recording from your phone. It's just not going to work. Wi-Fi is fine if you have a great high-speed Wi-Fi connection. An Ethernet connection, a plug-into-the-wall connection is still the gold standard because it won't go down. So have a great mic, use headphones, and have Wi-Fi that is top-notch that nobody else in your house is using at the time, recording to a computer, not an iPad, not an iPhone, not a phone. All of these things are my host guidelines. Follow the guidelines that a host sets up for you. That's essential. Number 2, if you want to promote yourself and your service, send the host questions in advance. Send the questions the host should ask. Now, if the host doesn't use the questions, don't get upset, but you fail right from the beginning if you don't give the host some questions he or she should ask you. Why? Because you want to get something out of this. You want more sales, and that's why you're going on the podcast in the first place. Send the host questions that are going to showcase your talent. Send the host questions that are going to help the host sell you. Everyone wants to have a great experience. Everyone wants you to get the most from this podcast. Send the host questions in advance. If you're coming on my show, I appreciate you sending me questions in advance. I will use some of those questions, and I'll use them as a guide to formulate my own questions. I want you to get more sales from this podcast, so send me questions in advance. The third thing to do is, in the 2 or 3 minutes of pre-show talk that you have with the host, plan your promotion in advance. Pre-plan your promotion with the host in advance. Why do I want you to pre-plan the promotion? I need to know if you're making a special offer to my audience. If you are, I'm going to plug that 2 or 3 times during the course of the show that we do together. That's right. I'm going to plug whatever promotion you're doing 2 or 3 times during the course of a 30-minute or even a 1-hour show. So let me know in advance that you've got a special promotion. I'm going to hammer that home. Pre-plan it with the host in advance. That's going to make a smoother promotional experience, and it's going to enable you to increase the sales you get from the podcast. And that leads into idea number 4. Make a special offer to the guests of the show that you're on, and tell them that it's a special offer for these listeners and for these viewers. Sometimes people will do a special web landing page for listeners to my show. I love that. My listeners love that. And you'll increase your sales from the podcast as a result. Pre-plan your offer and then make sure the offer is special to the audience and discuss it with the host in advance. Number 5, do your research. Don't come on a show that you have never listened to. Listen to at least one of the show's episodes. Listen to the full episode of the show. If the show's video, watch at least one full episode of the show so you know the host's style. Does the host like humor? Is the host intense? Does the host ask really probing questions? Does the host enjoy some back and forth? Can you be sarcastic? Can you be playful with the host? I'm the type of host that I like a playful guest. I like a guest who's funny. I like to make some jokes with the guests. I like humor. If the host likes that, make sure you're willing to be in that playful mood. If the host is intense and you are not an intense person, keep in mind that you can't use humor with an intense host. Do your research. Listen to the show, watch the show if it's video, know the host's tendencies so you can be the best guest possible. Number 6, look and act like a professional. I personally hate it when people come on my show and they look like they were scrubbing floors or they look like they were digging ditches. Of course, as a guest, I want you to be comfortable. But if you're wearing a t-shirt and jeans, you don't look like the people who are going to watch and listen to my show. My show is full of professionals. It's full of lawyers. The listeners are full of lawyers. It's full of CPAs. It's full of senior executives, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. If you come on the show and you look like you were planting flowers in your backyard, or you look like you just finished scrubbing the kitchen floor, you're going to get less sales as a result of being on the podcast. Now, if you come on the show and you look professional, you have on a collared shirt and you're wearing a jacket, even wear a tie maybe, you look like you're ready to do business, you're going to get the most sales from this podcast. So come on the show, look and act like a pro. What does act like a pro mean? Use professional language. Now, sometimes if we're playing around, it's okay to use a curse word or two. This is the Inside BS Show, and that stands for Inside Business Strategy. It stands for Insider Business Secrets. Some people would say it even stands for the fact that we're going to give you the inside bullshit, okay? Now, the last S word I used is a curse word, but if we're playing around, it's okay to use language like that, but use it sparingly. Every other word out of your mouth shouldn't be the S word. So look and act like a pro if you're coming on my show. Number 7, promote the show afterwards and offer to stay connected with the host. Everybody who comes on my show, just about everybody, has their own podcast. I love it when a guest asks me to be on their podcast. So if you're watching this video before you're being interviewed by me, use this as a hint. Invite me on your show. I will promote the hell out of every episode that I'm on. And if you promote my show, I'm going to run that show over and over and over again on social media. I'm going to hammer it home because I know every time that I run it, you're going to promote it. So if you want to see clips from the show that you were interviewed on Facebook, if you want to see them on LinkedIn, you want to see them on Instagram, you want to see yourself on my show on TikTok over and over again, promote the hell out of my show, and I'm going to run these clips over and over again. It's just a natural thing. You want to be the best guest I've ever had, and you want to be the best guest on any show that you're appearing on. As a guest on a podcast, you can blow your sales up. You can blow your sales through the roof. Podcasts can increase your sales, but you got to follow these 7 tips in order to do that. My name is Dave Lorenzo. This is the Inside BS Show. I want to see you right back here again tomorrow. I want you to join me again. I want you to come back as a guest over and over again. If you follow these 7 tips, you'll be one of the best guests I've ever had. You'll also be a great guest if you follow these 7 tips for any show you appear on. Until tomorrow, here's hoping you make a great living and live a great life.